I had a very large gallery in Soho on Green Street, and it was the same size as Castelli. We didn't have the same contents, but you know, Castelli was a major guy in creating a movement, incredible movement. And ended up, my last job was the director for Latin America for Motorola, from Mexico to Tierra del Fuego, which established different representatives for Motorola and coordinate that and increase sales. And I did that, but I was dissatisfied with the corporate structure, and because actually in the end you end up sort of working for a non-entity, which is a corporation. And all your efforts are towards that non-entity, and you really lose, in my humble opinion, you lose some of your humanity. Because I was making very good money at the time, I started collecting art. I bought a French painting at one point in Brazil, and then I bought pre-Columbian gold and ceramics, which eventually the gold became part of the Boston Museum of Fine Arts, their collection. I had a gallery in 1971, 72, and first of all I had Marchand Chambre in Brussels, because I used to deal out of an apartment. And then I had an open gallery in Amsterdam. So I lived in Amsterdam actually for 7 years. I had a gallery all the time there. I had actually gone from one building to another building, but still called, it was called Ethnos, my gallery. So it dealt with what we call tribal art or ethnic art. Yeah? And at one point, I sort of I came through the border to JFK, and the custom guy says, "Welcome home, sir," and I realized that this is my home. And in 1983, I opened up my first contemporary gallery here, called Reynold Kerr Soho. I sort of put together a group called Trans-Era, which means from yesterday up today for tomorrow. So we still have some of the artists around that call themselves Trans-Era. Yeah? I had a very large gallery in Soho on Green Street, and it was the same size as Castelli. We didn't have the same contents, but you know, Castelli was a major guy in creating a movement, incredible movement. Great. I had young artists. I had Cortázar, I had Sesma, I had a bunch of other guys, Makiko Nagano from Japan. I had B.G. Moon from Korea, but we had a very beautiful space. And you know, so then we were forced out of Soho because the Department of whatever it is, housing and whatever, said I couldn't have a gallery there. They came in with guns on the side. I said, "You have to close this gallery." And I said, "Why?" Anyhow, they sent me to court, and the judge told me, "You better get close to the gallery because I'm not allowed to be there." And so I closed the gallery. I took a year off, and then I opened up on 57th Street. Next to the Hard Rock Cafe, 225 was 57. And then I had the ability to buy a gallery in front of Marlborough, and so I opened a gallery there. When I went to the Basel Fair, I had Kerr Gallery and Kerr Space. Kerr Space was on 57, or 225 is 57, the other one was 39, West 57. And now we're 46 years later. And I'm still doing this, except that I now narrowed myself more towards the aesthetics and what supports the African aesthetics of the art I sell and collect. It doesn't mean I don't buy contemporary art. I do still buy contemporary art for our collection because we have a very large collection. African art has influenced modernism, the modern arts. Picasso was a great collector of African art, and a lot of the intellectuals of the time up to the 1920s were collecting the visuals of it, but they didn't really understand the content of it, because that was only the first, let's say, the outer coat that this subject's expressed, because there's so much behind it that supports the aesthetics. Cesar and Armand especially grabbed these ideas of this accumulation. I'm accumulating something and making it powerful. So Armand did a piece, guns welded together, pointing, sort of it goes into a pyramidal kind of a shape with the guns pointing at you, inspired from the Inquisis. And also he did a group of paintings, of which we have some, which we have a painting called Velo Verde, which is a green bike and is segmented. But then he puts brushes glued on it and attached to them, and there are like spikes coming out also out of it. Okay. On this show, this exhibit on Congo, I have here a group from a particular area of the Congo. The thing about African art, which I want to mention now, it was a great investment 20, 30 years ago. Pieces were, they paid $15,000, $20,000 for it. They're now $10 million. Their pieces are going for $5 million and more. So these are very specific pieces that will be worth a lot more money. Especially when I think what's going to happen is that the Afro descendants all over the world would want to go back and grab these things that are not still in the public domain.